Truth Frequency Radio.
TFR.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, that shit was unlistenable once again.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It's Friday, my dudes.
I'm starting off fresh, and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good. Happy Friday, my friend.
Thank God it's Friday.
And TGIF to you all. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Ironworx right here. Sort of on Truth Frequency Radio. Sort of on TFRlive.com. There must have been some studio type issues going on because it was awfully loud. And
Really? See, and I missed all that. You said something earlier, and I was like, well, what happened? So I didn't know.
Oh, I can add them back if you want to hear it again.
I don't. If it's not causing us, I mean, are we on things? I don't even know what to do anymore. So you just go. I'm trying to wake up. Pour coffee on the problem.
We are on things.
As long as we're on things. Man, why is Rock Band so hard to log into? We've had this discussion. Moving on.
How was your week, Josh?
It's been all right. Relatively quiet. Relatively. Huh.
Is the bunny getting used to the dogs entering her space?
No.
Yet?
No.
No.
I
want to see this, dude. I want to see a bunny chase a dog.
We definitely want to be able to get it on video, but it really is one of those types of...
spur of the moment, I'm sure, yeah.
Well, no, we can make it happen. It's not an issue. Put the bunny and the dog in the same fucking room. It's going to happen. But you just never know who's going to get hurt worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
it's not something you want to push.
I mean, the bunny latch is on pretty good. She was on Layla's leg well enough that as Layla ran through the kitchen, once the bunny latched on, she flung across as Layla stepped with her. Layla just sort of drug her and flung her across the room because she was latched onto Layla's foot.
Wow, bunnies can be...
They're vicious, apparently.
They're tough.
And Awesome Austin, who is probably not in chat, but he would know this. Bunnies are a lot like a horse. When horses get pissed, they lay their ears just like flat down against the top of their head. You know when a horse is pissed because it's visible. They have body language. And this bunny is no exception. She puts her ears back and lays them down, and she drops her chin, and she just gets down and just starts looking real serious. And then she'll just bound right across the kitchen. And it's just, yeah, it's it can be a dangerous situation if you're not careful.
That's too cute.
We have to protect the dogs from the bunny.
Have you seen some of how big some bunnies get?
There's two breeds called a Flemish giant and a continental giant.
Yeah,
and they get
Flemish motherfucker.
about 30, 40 pounds, but the size of like a 50-pound dog.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. They're huge.
Yeah, it looks like a photoshopped picture. Most people
I thought it was. I was like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
There's no way. So I went and looked, and yeah, sure as shit, they do get that big.
Yeah, they're nutty. Nut-he.
How about you, Walter? How has your week been going?
It's good. It's been good. Nothing really new. Just I've been digging around trying to figure out this whole guitar amp thing. And I think I've decided it's going to be an amp instead of a guitar. I like my 2 guitars I have. Third, I'm working on building. Acoustic. I've got plenty of guitars. You never have enough guitars. But I'll pretend like I have enough guitars for now because my amp situation is dire. I bought a cheesy little, and it's not cheesy, it's just dated and sounds very solid state and digital. Old Line 6 I've been using for some time now, and it's become an issue with it that it does some things I'm not pleased with volume-wise. Suddenly mid-playing, it'll crank up way beyond where I've got it placed. And that's not a good thing when you trying to quietly jam or trying to quietly jam even. But yeah, it is, it's the latest rabbit hole I've gone down, but I've got it narrowed down to the one I want. Talking to a guy over there at Reverb, and quite blown away by the level of customer service I've already received from this gentleman prior to even purchasing something from him. So it'll most likely be through him. And once I have all that in hand, I'll give a shout out for sure. But yeah, that's been about it. Just lots of research, lots of watching those videos, trying to figure it out. Hopping in a few chats here and there. I've seen y'all saw me here and there and yonder. That's been about it.
I know it was late.
I know what you've been doing.
Any of the crocheting hats again?
Are you really? I thought it'd be all about prepping for the event coming up here in a little bit. But yeah, I didn't know you'd hop back on the needles. Sorry, Michelle, got you there, man. Got you back on the needles.
No, Travis. Asked me to make them a couple.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, she's really gone.
I was thinking about it. I could make one a week and have 50 of them for people at Flattoberfest.
There you go.
That'd be easy.
Wow.
One a week puts that Flattoberfest at 50 weeks out?
No, if he had been doing one a week. Yeah.
If I do one a week.
Yeah,
if you had been doing
2 weeks. And then you see, Josh, here's what happens. We go around the sun. 52. Wait. Matt, wait.
Which is why I was
one,
confused. Because if you started knitting right now, it'd still take a lot longer than that to get to 50 hats for Flattoberfest.
Yeah, I'm kicking into high gear right now.
Fest, yeah. It's Flattoberfest.
But if he'd have started knitting 2 years ago, he'd have had 100. So,
whoa, you better get started, dude.
There's that. If you'd have started knitting 3 years.
Yes, I do have gear acquisition syndrome. Or you had guitar acquisition, but it is gear. It's all about the gear. Call it guitars, call it rock amps, call it pedals, call it new strings, call it picks even. That I just tried a new flow pick out that I picked up a pack of variety of, and I don't know, they're really timbered sounding and make my sound really brighter than I want it to be. I like a warm sound. Anyway, so yeah, it's an issue. Anyone who plays understands. Alan Holman, welcome back, friend. Been missing you in the extreme. Good to see you here, taking care of the live production on your end this early in the morning. Baking, waking, something's going on. I can tell. I like it, brother. Welcome back. Welcome back. His favorite guitar music played by a Japanese rock band called The Pillows. Never heard of them? I will immediately. Google that.
Did you guys happen to catch any of the discussion that Jaron and Dave Hibbler and Austin had with a scientist, he called himself?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, he had a whole alphabet there. He had quite a series of distinguishments he'd given himself or been that he'd bought. I don't know.
Cognitive dissonance to the max with this guy. If he was, I mean, he seemed genuine. He wasn't being an ass or anything. He seemed like he was being genuine. But just the cognitive, when they were showing him, I mean, he was claiming Himawari 8 was a real photo. It's like, dude. And then Dave even showed, look, we can go into their metadata of their photos and show you all this stuff. Well, I've seen you do stuff like this before, Dave. I'd have to do it myself. Well, here you go. Here's a link. Go look it up. I'll look it up later. That was like everything. Oh, we'll move on, was his favorite line. We'll agree to disagree and let's just move on. And then some of the statistics he was rattling off, I don't know what he was, a scientist, whatever he was educated in. But he was way off with gravity and the electric field. He was trying to say the electric field only went up 20, 30 kilometers. And it got weaker the higher you got. Just totally wrong. And yeah, I could see Austin wasn't even getting frustrated because he was like giggling and not really laughing in his face, but I could see the smile on Austin's face like, wow, this guy doesn't know anything. Yeah, Austin and I had a chat yesterday about it, just going over stuff, you know. He's like, okay, how do I explain this to a physicist now? You know, he's used to doing it to normal people and using the normal words and all that kind of stuff. But he wanted to break out some equations. He didn't need any of that for this guy. Once it started going, I could tell that, yeah, Austin had this guy without the equations and Walter Lewin backing him up and all this other stuff. This guy was just the cognitive dissonance where it gets so bad that they just kind of start making stuff up off the top of their head to defend their paradigm. That kind of cog diss. Not like condescending asshole like the trolls that we usually have to deal with. He seemed genuine. He did. I'll definitely give that to Dave. He did seem like a genuine guy. But the cognitive dissonance was strong with this one. So yeah, I guess there are people out there like that. That just, it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome where you start defending your captors as the good guys. You just see, and I don't know. Yeah.
Well, they hold science and tech and all that up to such a high esteem. That's why we humans are so cool and they're so far ahead of those dumb old people, those ancient, silly, dumb people who definitely weren't as educated as we are. Look at our cell phones. Come on, man. Do you know how many channels I can watch at the same time on this cell phone? How many different little screens I can have going with absolutely nothing of interest or fucking substance in them, just bullshit, brain control. I can have 4 or 5 screens going at once on my phone. What about you? Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, the level that people hold this crap up to and think that means something. That just because technology has got some kind of advancement, aren't humans neat? No, they're not really.
Well, yeah, they were supposed to start off with the moon landing because this guy thinks the moon landings were real still. And he wanted to skip that whole part because he hasn't done enough of his research yet, he says. But dude, you know that happened like 50 years ago, right? You had plenty of time.
And that just shows how faith-based it is, too. Oh, I totally think it happened. I mean, I haven't done any research to say one way or the other, but I totally think that it really happened.
Yeah, that's as bad as Bill Nye's excuse. Well, the amount of paper that they used to print up all the documents, nobody would. would do that. Well, yeah, but if someone's lying, Bill, sure they would. Why wouldn't they? And they have millions of dollars at their disposal to just throw away at make-believe. Yeah, you're going to make some shit up. It's going to cost some money.
And you'll spend 3 or 4 months making that shit up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Writing rough drafts, tearing that shit up, throwing it in the garbage, writing a whole new rough draft, finalizing it.
Giant models of the moon that look like hyper-realistic for some reason.
Yeah. You got to have it. Makes sense.
All the astronauts on wires you have running around. Like before they went to the moon, it showed them jumping with connected to wires, and they're getting used to what it would be like walking on the moon. Yeah, how do you know what it would be like walking on the moon?
I hope my legs don't break walking on the moon.
I mean, shouldn't they have been able to like jump like 10 feet in the air?
6 times the amount of jumping they could do here on Earth, I would think.
And I know they had those big, giant, heavy suits on and all that and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it doesn't take a scientist to go look at that stuff and be like, yeah, this doesn't look real. Children can do it. Especially nowadays. With technology is for what they're used to watching. They look at that and I bet some children don't believe it. When you tell them, yeah, this is NASA on the moon. No. I know that's how I was when I first saw the lunar lander. I looked at that thing and I was just like, no, where's the real one? Where's the one that they put the guys in? No, that's it. No.
No.
I was 8, 9 years old when I looked at it and I was like, yeah, right.
Yeah,
no
go
way.
fuck yourself. That's not real.
Yeah, that's what the inside voice of me was screaming. And the outside voice was, oh, okay, Dad. Yep, they went in that. Go NASA. Wearing my NASA hat. I've got pictures of me with my NASA hat on, standing in front of a Saturn V rocket. But they destroyed the technology.
Lost the tapes. Can't get it back.
And I loved it when Bill and I, so they lost a couple tapes. No. 700 cases of reels.
I
Like
found one of my
all
old
the tapes.
CD cases last weekend, and it was like all kind of old stuff I had to listen to.
Right.
Yeah. And their excuse is, well, it's no big deal because we don't have a machine that can play them back. Yeah, but you could make one. You made one before, right?
Yeah,
Is
tough
that
would be, though,
technology? Yeah, is that technology
recreate.
gone and can't be recreated?
Yes, machining and electronics. Poof, gone. We can no longer machine metal and create electronics in order to build the machine in order to read this. We cannot build a machine that's 60 years old, Zach. What do you want us to do?
I mean,
start collecting old cars and old radios and try to broadcast electricity wirelessly like I'm living in the 1920s? Can't do it. Sorry. It's impossible.
I saw Parker Edmonton like rebuild a old radio. Just give it to him. He'll send it back in like a week. Working fine, I bet.
Inconceivable!
But yeah, it wasn't. I lasted about 5 minutes because I had to come to the show. But I let him talk for about 5 minutes and listen to what he was saying. And then I went back a little bit ago, about when I got up, and listened to about 10 more minutes of it, looking for the electrostatic part, and listened to 2-3 minutes of that. And I was like, okay, yeah, this guy doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. This was just, well, to be fair on how genuine he is, he does have a flat Earth is not flat website that he runs. So I think it's more of an obsession based on cogdis. I mean, this is common sense, folks. Children comprehend this stuff. It's not like we're trying to do astrophysics here, right? This is just common sense.
It's not rocket surgery, but
yeah, exactly. No rocket surgery done here. No, but it's weird how some people get so triggered by it, but yet are still so wrapped up in the illusion that they defend it. Even when, the cogdis, it's weird because even when they know they're wrong, they'll start grasping at straws and just throwing out numbers and anything. Just anything. Like when he said, the electric field is only 20 to 30 kilometers up. It's like, dude, no. No. According to the globe, it's like from 50 miles up all the way up to past 400 miles up. So the ionosphere is actually thicker than the rest of the atmosphere up there. The ionosphere is supposedly huge, and it doesn't get weaker. It gets stronger as it goes up. And he was saying it fell off faster than gravity. No, that's totally backwards. Gravity falls off 1 over r squared. Where this falls, so that would be like, 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200. It falls off very fast. Where ours is 100, 200, 300, 400.
So Ian has to know, man. Ian is asking in chat. So the guy that didn't have time to look into the moon landing built a website about flat Earth.
Yeah.
You got to have priorities, man. You got to put your projects and time frames that make sense for you. Oh, that's epic.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I wasn't impressed with the guy. And you could tell he was quite triggered most of the time. He wouldn't let most people talk to finish out a sentence. He was very defensive. I mean, I would be 4 people against 1. That's gotta be uncomfortable. Going into a conversation where it's 4 people on the opposing, thought frame compared to you just sitting there. You're 1. So yeah, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with him. I'll just say that much. The education system. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to say I'm right there with you on the I just don't see how I guess when it threatens your foundation that much, you have to figure out a way to keep those foundations shored up somehow, and convincing others that this is some idiotic thing maybe keeps their crap shored up a little longer. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it either. Don't get me wrong. There were humps for me. There were tough points for me. Hell, NASA was one of the biggest humps for me. I was a NASA fanboy, just like you, Zach, and it was just bad for me to figure that one out. That was tough. That was tough all the way around. It was like pulling teeth, literally, to get each one of those.
Still trying to make space
things
possible, Still
trying to work it out. Right? Is it a disc? Is it like poles in space? What's going on there? Somebody help me figure, and nothing just wouldn't make sense. It just doesn't add up no matter what you throw into that spinning space pair bullshit. When you actually start throwing gravity around, all of the orbit game, hello, play it, everybody. Yeah, it shows you that it really doesn't work, except for a couple rounds, and then it flies off in another direction. Yeah. But the need to just go to that extreme to break somebody else's thing, I don't get it. I don't get it. Let me believe I have a banana growing out of my butt if I want to. Let me believe monkeys can fly. Whatever I want to believe. If I'm not hurting you, or I don't know. Turn the fucking channel. Watch something else. Look at somebody else's belief system. Go sit in a pew and read that belief system. Whatever else you're into, leave mine alone. I'm not hurting you. I'm not
if
messing
something
with
is
you. I'm not bothering you.
so dumb and silly and wrong,
Then
then
why are
what
you
does
giving
it
it all that
matter?
energy? Right.
Yeah. What would it really matter? It's obviously eating away at him on the inside.
Yeah, obviously. To go to all these extremes. Yes. One would think so.
Yes, Jeremy, I saw that. I actually messaged you right back. You should have got a reply from me.
Uh-oh. Did I miss something?
Jeremy, I want to know more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had sent us asking some questions.
I didn't see that one. If you send it to the Iron Realm thing, I didn't see it, man. Or if you send it to me directly, then that may not be the one. If it's newer than the one I'm referring to, I don't know. I read an email from you, Jeremy, and it felt like it was yesterday or the day before, but I didn't think it was.
Yeah, I got it yesterday.
Just yesterday. So
yeah.
Again, I've been emailing back and forth with a guy from Reverb, and I kind of got down into that rabbit hole and focused on looking for those emails replies really quickly. So I may have missed it if there's something new, but I know I did read one from you, Jeremy, and I'm mulling over those things. And we can discuss them here in a few minutes after we get back from this break that we're about to slam into.
We certainly are. There is break music. We'll be right back. You guys stick around. We got more coming up for the second half of the first half of the Ironworx. We'll be right back.
The biggest poison in us is regret.
I think there are a lot of people that have dreams and aspirations of things that they always wanted to do, but it wasn't the right time, or they didn't have enough money, or they didn't have enough experience. It's never the right time. You're never going to have the right experience. And all of a sudden you wake up and you're 70. And you're like, God, I wish I could have done it.
It's what you don't do that screws with you later on.
I get one shot at this life. This is it. And I don't want to go through life being the 80% version of me. I don't want to look back and be like 77 and be like, I didn't do that. There's so much I want to do, and I love life so much, I don't want to miss it.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured TruthFrequencyRadio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
True initiation is an inward journey. It's a spiritual path that is totally inward. It has nothing to do with anything external to you.
I want to determine if the Grand Architect is indeed what I believe it to be, which is the artificial intelligence.
The initiatory path is one of self-discovery and self-revealing. It's not a journey that someone can hold your hand through.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the steps of initiation. Remember, you are divinity.
Step Beyond the Veil with Chris and Sherry Gio.
Fridays and Saturdays,
7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
No hype, no fear. We are TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. You're listening to Iron Realm Media. I listen all the time, and it's the best truth show out there. Forget about the mainstream lying. Get your weekly dose of Iron Realm, that is. Stay woke, folks.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
And welcome back to the Ironworx.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is again.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. We'll try dropping them back in. Seemed to work last time.
So, well, hang on. Before we get to Jeremy's email, oh my God. I'm watching something that has got my mind broken. Olive oil coffee. What in the actual fuck? Thank you for that. I don't know that this is something I can try. Why not? I guess I'll try anything once, but yeah, that's different. Thanks for that link. I will share it back, or let me go back and grab it here. Was that Lunder, I believe, shared that with us? Yeah, thank you, Lunderground. I was just about to ask about this coffee you guys are going on and on about, and then you sent that video. I'm not so sure now.
So, bulletproof coffee. Here it's strong coffee.
Yeah.
My question is it like robust? Is it a strong flavor? Or is it like super caffeinated?
I know.
Where's the strength?
I finally tried some of the Death Wish stuff. In fact, I'm actually sipping on it at the moment. And I will say it seems to have a little more caffeine kick to it in a darker roast. Like I had gone with some lighter mediums and even tried, remember my peanut butter coffee that I tried there, the light roast just to see? Yeah, that was bad, failed experiment. But all the mediums I've been enjoying have different, full, like robust flavors because, as you say, it doesn't roast all of those notes away. But this one, yeah, it's got some differentness to it. I don't know that it's worth the hefty price tag they've attached to it, but I figured it was on sale. I would give it a shot. And I see that my local little store here in my little rinky-dink town has actually added the bullet coffee. So maybe I'll pick that one up next to give it a shot. I don't know that I'll be throwing olive oil in it. You never know. I also saw a link earlier. Not a link. I saw someone speaking about it, and I'm so far down chat now, I never go back and find it. But I did not know about moringa powder and its benefits. So I will be looking into that. So another little interesting side note.
Jazz asked a really interesting question about, can air friction cause a charge? And I think we've showed that here on Ironworx before. I know we have on Have No Sphere, but this is what really got me into electricity. Walter Lewin showed a demonstration of water. When it falls, it creates an electrostatic charge. Well, he asked Daz had an idea about maybe a lot of these red brick buildings weren't buildings, but they were machines. And back in 2020, they discovered, now I can't share any of these links. All these links that I keep getting are too large to fit in. They're over 200. So I can't put them in the chat down low. But if you just type, can red brick hold a charge, you'll come up with EDUs from colleges saying, yes, we can now, you can turn red brick into a battery. This is recent. Within the last couple of years, they figured out that, yes, we can take red bricks and turn them into a battery. So, yeah, there's a lot to look into there, Daz. It's very possible that, you know, these could have been energy storage banks of some sort. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look into that a lot more. Thank you for, you know, asking those questions. I love those types of questions. Good stuff, man.
I did include a URL shortener in the chat here for you, Zach. If you wanted to actually share one of those long ones, but it's too long to put in there, drop it into that shortener and it gives you a little shortened URL that should be shareable.
Okay, sweet. Let me go try this again then. Let's see. Copy link.
Sorry, I just saw Liz speaking about not drinking coffee there. That's amazing. Wish I could. Of course, I've only started in my last, 10 years, maybe. I had really, I think, actually, maybe even, yeah, maybe even after Flat Earth. Maybe it's been more like 8 years. Because it was a real integral part of the early days of all those late night conversations. I know that. But yeah, I'm impressed, Liz. Very impressed. So, essentially, I don't know if I should. Hang on. Before I get into this, Jeremy, would it be okay to discuss details about this email, or do you just want general advice about the end question, sir? And that is the email I saw. It just didn't feel like that was yesterday. Sorry, I got to read in chat. Apparently, someone mentioned dandelion coffee being good. Haven't tried that yet. And then Alan Holman saying that he was told, someone told him when he was little it had tiny bugs crawling around in it. So apparently that messed him up. That was just like my grandfather telling me the caramel inside of a Milky Way candy bar was elephant's milk. It was years before I finally took a bite of one.
Oh, that's good. What did my uncle tell my sister? Maybe jelly beans were Easter bunny eggs.
Right.
Eggs. She quit eating jelly beans.
You know,
yeah, the Easter bunny really gets mad at you children for eating all his little babies. She's like, what? She's like, oh yeah, the eggs are from the ducks. Or the eggs are from the chickens. But the little jelly beans he leaves, those are on accident. Those are his eggs. And she freaked out. I'm killing the Easter bunny's babies. My uncle he was like that funny type of mean. He used to tell all kinds of stories.
The original shit posting troll.
Yeah, his favorite was, have you seen Joe lately? That was his favorite joke to ask us when we were real young. And we'd always be like, Joe who? Joe Mama. You know. But he didn't end at children. He would, as you got older, he got more evil and cynical with his jokes. I remember one year, now he was disabled. The whole right side of his body was paralyzed from some disease he caught over in Vietnam, sharing needles during the war. So when he got back, he was on disability, rode his bike around everywhere, this and that. But his wife was amazing. You know, his wife was there before all that happened. She stayed with him until he died. Just a wonderful woman. And without her, his life would have been a lot harder. So the whole family knew, you know, this lady is a saint. She's taking care of, you know, Phil, and puts up with him. Well, one of the family reunions we're sitting at, we were all young, like 9, 10. But my aunt comes up and Uncle Phil's sitting there, you know, surrounded by other family, but Aunt Bernie wasn't around. My aunt didn't see her. So, and was very gullible, my aunt. So walks up, she's like, Phil, where's Bern? And once she got older, his favorite joke was, oh, you didn't hear? You know, oh, she left me. And my aunt started crying and screaming at him, what did you do? What did you do, you mother effer, a-hole, blah, blah, blah. Just screaming at him in the middle of the thing. And she's sitting like 5 people down. So all this commotion starts going on and happening, and he's just sitting there with this, and he plays along with it. He doesn't break a smile and start laughing. You know, he would try to keep it going as long as possible. And Aunt Bern stands up and she comes over and she's like, Patty, what's wrong? What's going on? What did he do? And she just looked back at my Uncle Phil. You asshole. You are such an asshole. Oh, it was great. But yeah, that was my Uncle Phil. He was such a character, man. Such a character. And my only older relative like that, an uncle, aunt, anything that I ever burned one with. Only one. Which is weird because a lot of people in my family do it. But yeah, they were all like closet. I mean, I was 21 at the time. We were all sitting around at a bar at his birthday party. But yeah, I got to burn one with Uncle Phil. That was so cool. Right in front of my mom, too. That was real weird. Really weird. All right, I'm done reminiscing about old Uncle Phil. But yeah, just people like that, you know, that's this place is all about, I think. Sharing memories like that and making memories like that. I'm sorry, I don't know where we're going to go from there. I was just rambling.
I was kind of hanging out to see if Jeremy was going to reply to me there in the chat, which I haven't seen. I'm looking through it, so I didn't want to get too deep into this. I mean,
I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. I don't really know how to proceed, so I guess I'll just keep it in the email for now until I hear different in the chat. And I know there's a few things going on other places right now. I saw our buddy Campbell is live right now with I believe it was Paul Cook. Is that who I saw when I flipped over there coming in? I think it's who it was. I may be wrong. Oh, look, it's right there below. Yep, it is Paul Cook over there. So that may be where he's popping back and forth. And I would definitely be doing that if I was able as well. But yeah.
Campbell's been knocking stuff out of the park.
Yeah, he's on fire.
I love seeing these great channels, these really bright people that are just good people, you know? Even if the information wasn't that great, which it really is. I love just the conversations they have, just the ideas they throw up, they share, you know? And yeah, I love seeing good people like that get recognized. You know, I said it before, but I think they would put all this internet back in the box if they could.
Yeah.
Now I don't think they could. I really don't. I think that would cause upheaval. This whole younger generation that has never gone a day in their lives without the internet, You know, I got member berries of before the internet.
Right. Yeah.
Remember playing outside? I remember.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, some of these people have never not had that phone or that tablet or the computer screen.
Yeah, some of them literally since they were laying in a crib. Oh my goodness. Literally.
I hear stuff over there, Walter.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Are you making some kratom?
I'm doing many things.
How is all that going? I know you said you'd been part of a
I'm through with the study.
group.
The study, yeah, it was interesting. I hope the people I mentioned it to got in on it because it definitely is. A little extra cash always helps, and then helping get correct information out there about kratom is even more important, I would think. So yeah, it was going good, and then like I said, we wrapped it up. They sent me a nice little thank you. I got my little PayPal deposits, and yeah, everything works. Looks like Jeremy has given us the okay there in chat. If that's the case, sir, I would like to just kind of share the email, and we've kind of spoken about it a little bit, but I think this clarifies a few things for everybody, like everybody,
I think
because
this will
it
help
brings
a
into
lot of
some of the
people.
questions we've had lately about why would certain substances be being pushed by certain alphabetized agencies and things like that. And I think this email kind of brings that all to a head.
And
So
also just of how careful you need to be about
exactly.
what
So
you
this
ask for.
is what Jeremy sent me in January. Came to the realization of the negative parasitic entities after that whole thing after that, a lot of things made sense. Spiritual attacks started out small. I made a vid about the entities and they increased. I wanted to see that world. So I fasted and prayed that Father would show me that realm. I took around 10 grams of mushrooms, beyond a heroic dose, by the way, there, friend. That is too much, I know. I was shown part of that realm. I saw what I believed to be seraphim, reptilian with shiny red scales. It hissed and growled at me. I then prayed for it to stop. After then, the spiritual attacks got really bad. Not only thoughts, but things around started falling apart, financial, emotional stress, etc. Actual physical attacks. Something grabbing leg, waking up in the night with bruises. Jeremy tried out his own techniques and then using some of the stuff I had sent there in the How to Fight Monsters and Win article helped considerably, and then things have gotten better. Seems like now Jeremy's only getting attacked in sleep. So, intent definitely is what got you here. Asking to see these things will reveal them. That's kind of why I was really reluctant to get into the phraseology required to break down some of their ability to hide amongst us with, Kenenigan and that kind of thing. You're going to get pretty much what you ask for in this reality we're in. It may not come immediately. It may come in a form you don't expect. It may add questions to things to make you look deeper. You just never know, but you're going to get generally what you're looking for one way or the other. And when you see what's right here with us, amongst us, literally right here in our reality with us on a daily basis, most likely 24/7, it can be overpowering. And that realization will let them then see you. That is basic, like, you've turned on your own light. It got really bright to shine light out and see them. Well, now they see your light shining out brightly, and they're going to come fucking do everything they can to extinguish it. That is what their job is here, is to stop the light and make as much torment as they can and feed off of that shit. That's basically their function. And going at it with psilocybin is definitely opening that door even further, almost wedging it open. I know a lot of the things in the Carlos Castaneda books discuss the entities that you can access using these psychedelics and how they can be both allies and enemies, and actually both at once, and the same thing at the same time. And so, this teaching that you're having right now through this is making you super strong, Jeremy, as you see, with actually getting it to the point now through your own energy work that you're only getting messed with in sleep, which is a really vulnerable time. And that's when you really need to work on some of this stuff the most, is right before you go to sleep, right as you're getting ready for sleep. Work on that green vortex coming out of your heart, wrap that around you, wrap it around your loved ones, wrap it around the bed, the house, set it in place, put it on guard. You know, that helps. Being ready for that attack when it happens helps. Constant preparation in a way that is even almost unconscious, it helps. You know, basically just being ready is part of it. Now, whether you should go back in with the psilocybin to kind of quote unquote undo the damage is something that I would say is completely up to your gut. Your gut will know whether you should go back into that realm deep enough to be visible again to them. And if you feel that your powers and your defenses have gotten to a strength that will allow you to do that, kick their asses, my friend. That's what I would do. But be aware that you're again, you're delving into their realm. You're poking the bear. So, armed with knowledge, armed with love, armed with all that we can send your way, friend, I don't see it being something you can't deal with or overcome or even, thrive from going through. But be aware that you're going to see and be exposed to some things that, as you know from personal experience right now, will tend to want to follow you over into this more waking time, and just kick their asses. That's what I'm here doing anyway. Is here to kick some asses. So
It actually had me doing that email. I was laying in bed last night, being the light, just being the light. The light was nice, but they were like, it was weird. There was like smoke. It wasn't just darkness. Usually it's darkness and you could see where it's trying to get in a couple places, but this was like smoke surrounding my sphere. And I was able to move the smoke around a little bit, and I noticed the smoke did not want me to see the edges of this, whatever I was looking at, the rectangle of my view. I started focusing on the edges and making them white. And one of the edges peeled back a little bit, and for a split second, I saw an eyeball looking at me. And it was a beautiful eyeball. It wasn't red or green or, snake slitted. It was a beautiful blue, just one eye, just enough to see the full circle of the eye. It peeled back. That's smoke. And I tried and then the smoke made it to where I couldn't pull back the edges anymore. I could not even get it to start that blackness to start to go away at the edges. The first time I did it, it became real light there. And then all of a sudden that eyeball appeared and it threw me out of my, my focus for a second, just that split second. And then I couldn't get the smoke to roll back over, but wow, I just remembered that. And then I had an epiphany while I was laying there and I said, oh, I need to write this down. And I didn't. And it's still gone. It'll come to me. But yeah, I saw an eyeball last night. Ever seen anything like that, Walter?
Oh yeah.
There's a movie that just came out. I don't know if it's out yet, but it's something about 3,000 years of something. I can't remember the exact name, but it's about a lady who finds a djinn in a bottle who's been trapped there for 3,000 years. And he tells her his stories of how he got trapped in the bottle 3 different times and this and that and yada, yada, yada. But it's about these, the djinn is always there, but most of the time we don't see them unless they want to be seen. And there's not that many djinn left. Most of them are gone. They've gone, to their realm, they say. But some are still trapped here. And King Solomon was actually the one who trapped him, supposedly. Yeah, it's an interesting story, though, about, another type of being, intelligent, walking upright, all that kind of stuff, that can control the world in ways that we can't. And it was getting into Nephilim and stuff like that. Half angel, half human. Different things like that. Yeah, it was kind of a love story, but it was a very well told story. 3,000 years of waiting,
check it out.
maybe.
I was excited when I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good flick.
Damn.
Wow. I guess we'll have to hold this.
Guess so.
What? Mike Sellium7 in chat. I hope you saw that article I sent to you this morning, friend. Or maybe that was late last night. We'll talk about it actually here in a minute. So I'm glad you
Happy
showed up.
Friday, my friend.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
Who will that be? Donald Trump. Who will that be? President Trump. Who will that be? Donald Trump. Who will that be? President Trump.
We have gone from America first to America last. Democrats are vicious. Remember this, it's true.
Who would have thought that within 33 days we'd be bombing the Middle East? You can French kiss the guy next to you, yelling abolish the police.
With your help, we will take back the House. We will win the Senate, and then a Republican president will make a triumphant return. Who will that be?
Donald Trump.
Who will that be?
President Trump.
Who will that be?
Donald Trump.
Who will that be?
Commentary.
We take great pride in our country. We teach the truth about history, and we reject left-wing lunacy.
Put the mask on! That's not funny! Put the mask on! Because ain't nobody having fun while the socialists are in charge.
With your help, we will take back the House. We will win the Senate, and then a Republican president will make a triumphant return. Who will that be?
Donald Trump.
Who will that be?
President
Back
Trump.
tonight.
Who will that be?
Donald Trump.
Who will that be?
President Trump.
By the way, in Washington, D.C., Bernie is wearing mittens. Hasbro now wants a gender-neutral Mr. Potato Head.
Fortunately,
The best is yet to come.
3, 2, 1.
who will that be?
Donald Trump.
Who
Frequency Radio.
Thank God it's Friday. Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back for the first half of the second half of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. That's a pretty badass discussion prior to the break.
Absolutely. And it looks like, from what I see in chat, that helped Jeremy a lot. So I'm glad, brother. Love you. And anytime, reach out. It may take a minute, and it may be a live reply, but you will get one, I promise. Absolutely. I've been seeing a little discussion between Daz and Lunderground there. And just a discussion about resin and live resin and hash and just all kind of good terpy loveliness, making me hungry this morning. So I don't see him now, but he was there earlier, Mike. I dropped a little article in the chattering. No, not in the chat, in the pile. Sorry, I'm multitasking and it doesn't usually go well. There it is. Where is story? Where is story? There it is. So apparently, scientists have discovered a 380 million year old heart, stunningly preserved. Now, let's all start with a little caveat. We know what carbon dating is. We know the reality behind carbon dating's accuracy. Let's move on. A 380 million year old heart, fish heart, was found embedded in a chunk of Australian sediment. Scientists are all pumped up. It's in a remarkable condition, and it's going to show them all kind of interesting things about Good old evolution. The big evil evolution with the macro in front of it. Not that good old one that works, that micro stuff. But anyway. And I mean, it goes into a lot of details about evolution and small steps and blah, blah, blah. And that's really what it gets into. It's more of that, not the fact that here's a heart they say is 380 million years old, preserved. You can, actually, I'll see if I can hop this picture up here on the old screen with me to see. Hold on, damn it. Where's that share button? There it is. I guess I don't need sound, and now I don't have the story. There it is. Let me make it bigger here. So the white ring shows the spiral valves of the intestine. The heart is invisible here. Oh, I thought we were looking at the heart. Damn it. I just saw a picture of it a second ago. All right, I'm going to stop sharing because it's getting.
And that's like the main picture of the article. They said, we found a heart and show you this picture. And then,
but I could have swore I saw a picture of the heart earlier, like in the, oh, maybe she was looking at it. Maybe that's what I thought she had in her hand. That's what it was. So,
yeah, I saw that article just now too, and it's like I thought that was supposedly the heart we're looking at. That's
yeah, no, I thought it was too until I read it. But then I see she's holding up a fossil, and it could be the heart. I don't know. And never mind, Mike. I'll do this one quickly. But anyway, it is interesting that we see this fish that's fully preserved, a la Rogers giant fish there in the desert. Lots of intestinal spiralings and lots of soft tissues preserved. That's really the significance here, not the evolutionary story.
Soft tissue preserved, and they say it's 300 million years old.
I thought that was very interesting.
I thought
most cases of soft tissue preservation are found in flattened fossils, it says, where soft anatomy is a little more than a stain on the rock.
Huh. Wait, this looks a little silly. Can you go ahead and bring that back up, Walter? I had it up there, but do you have it handy?
Uh-huh.
The one where they're showing the intestines?
Uh-huh. There you go.
So can you zoom in on that picture just a touch?
As much as it will let me.
There we go. Now, what do you see there? Anything strike you?
The eye of whatever it is over there in Kuwait. Is that where the eye of the world is?
All right, now, if that's the
Africa.
eye, now focus on the pupil. What do you see there inside the pupil of that eye?
Oh, like an area that could be...
I see a smiley face. I see somebody laughing. 2 eyes, a nose, and a big smiley face.
Yeah, I see it there now.
Now, there's your pareidolia, but that's what I see.
No doubt. But yeah, it definitely resembles the eye over there in Africa. Is that what you said, sir?
I was looking at the smiley face.
Yeah.
But I missed the smiley face. Stop share. Anyway, I'll send you that story, Mike, over there in our Skype area. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm having a little neck spasm. I don't know where suddenly it got me. Damn.
I mean, they get their story so convoluted themselves. And I know most people don't even have time to sit and think about an article they read, really. You know, they're worried about getting the children to school and getting to work on time and saving up for the new toy with the Kung Fu grip for Christmas and all that stuff. But they convolute their stories so much. Tell us so much that, I mean, we have to really do some mental gymnastics to make this place work the way they say it does. And they start training us from children with the globe. But yeah, you have to do some real mental gymnastics to make reality work the way they teach it. It doesn't make sense the way they do it. So I can kind of see how some people have never, you know, we weren't taught to think in schools. Even when I was in school, you know, ages ago, we still weren't being taught correctly back then. There was no trivium or quadrivium being, you know,
Unthanium.
yeah, there was no logic and problem solving and puzzles, things like that to figure out what's going on. There was none of that. It was, this is the answer, memorize it, and regurgitate it back to me. So, yeah, I mean, this whole system starts at a child's age. I don't think it would work. With all these people being homeschooled out there now and away from these indoctrination centers, they're really looking into a dark abyss of trying to, you know, stop humanity from becoming more enlightened and waking up to all this stuff. Without them constantly every day, you know, being able to berate your children for 8 hours a day with their nonsense. I mean, of course, it's on the televisions, the radio, every newspaper, you know, magazine. It's still all there. But homeschooling, it gives you a chance to really control what your children are hearing and seeing, especially nowadays. It's scary. Have you seen what Project Veritas has been doing? Interviewing all these
with
teachers?
the on the street stuff.
Well, yeah, they'll do like an it's more like undercover investigating. They go and talk to people, and I don't know if they know they're being filmed or not. It's kind of like that. They're just sitting down having a conversation with a teacher, and this one teacher from California explaining how they push, you know, the Democratic Party in their teaching method. And they don't ever say the word Democratic Party, but this and that. They've turned the educational system into a political thing. So many of these people that I mean, I was one of them. I used to think communism was a great idea when I was, you know, 17, 18 years old. And then I started working and learned about reality. And then you see it doesn't work. It hasn't worked over, well, according to our story, right, that we're told. But yeah, I mean, is there a perfect system where everyone's going to be happy and get everything they want? No. I don't believe so. But I used to have all these thoughts, these same thoughts. And I think it's that school that was doing it to me. I don't think this is anything that's super new. I really don't. I think they've been pushing, and it's not so much, you know, this side or that side, Republican, Democrat, blah, 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 blah. It's big government. Everything they push.
Big anything, man.
Yeah.
Corporate, government, school, institution, all that crap.
More government funding. That's what the push is for. No matter which way you're looking at it, no matter what side you're on, they're both wanting more money to help you more, right? That's their catch line there.
Well,
We just need so we can help you more.
I have to say, I'm kind of on the fence with this. Oh, there you go. Alan Holman in chat hit it on the fucking head. Alan says, I don't want to control what my future children hear. That sounds too much like gaslighting. I want them to have access to many resources representing many opinions. And that's exactly what I had growing up, Alan. My mother literally went into a library when I was 8 years old to demand that they let me have access to any book I wanted. Signed paperwork to that effect. Because at the time, I think it was Jaws I was trying to read because the movie was at the theaters and I knew I wouldn't be able to see it for a while. So I wanted to read the book. And they were like, oh, it's filled with all kind of adult stuff. And it was horrible depictions of grotesque things, sex, intense depictions of sex, and just all kinds of things in it that I was exposed to at a young age, which made me part of who I am now. And so the ability to work my way through a life filled with lies and distractions and bullshit that's doing everything it can to fuck my head up, and to get to this point where it's only slightly fucked up, then I think that approach worked pretty damn good. Here, let him be exposed to all of it and work it out for himself. Trusting me, loving me enough to do that, created this person you guys have to deal with on a weekly basis. So I don't know that completely removing kids from every aspect of things is the right answer too. Now, that's me as much as I rail against the fact that my fucking nephew had a TV in the crib next to him on the wall. I know that's two sides of a coin, and I'm talking through two sides of my ass, but it's hard. As I said, it's on the fence and hard to judge on this one. It's really hard. Really hard.
Yeah, I've never had children, so I really don't. I hear that really changes your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Instant they're born. So I really can't say what I would do,
Well, that's what I did. I let my son do his thing. I let him be Quentin. And by doing that, he has become a human being of the likes that, I'm super proud of. And I watch him shine that light out around him to others all the time. And he only got that through being exposed to a lot of crap that, against I can't believe my son saw that. Oh, well, it's something he needed to see, that other people let him be exposed to. It's hard. It's a fucking hard line to walk. It truly is.
Yeah, I mean, seeing stuff and all that is one thing. I want them to hear everything, but to know when this person says this is a fact, it doesn't mean that it's a fact. That's the one thing I taught my little brother before he started school was, Bud, this is like a game. You don't have to believe anything your teacher is telling you. What you do have to do is remember what she tells you and regurgitate it back to her when she asks what she told you. That's all you have to do to get good grades. Now, you don't have to believe everything she tells you because we don't know everything. They're going to tell you things as a fact. The earth is round, right? That's a fact. The earth's a ball. But I don't know. I definitely want them to hear what that other model is, but how it's taught is what is concerning to me about the public schools, because they speak so matter-of-factly about.
Well, and then the reinforcement kicks in with every movie, TV, intro to a movie, everything. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's the whole discernment thing of, okay, you're going to see this, be ready for it, and know what's coming. And I did that with him. I let him know, there's things that I've said and taught you that are going to contradict what you're about to find out at school. You can answer the right way so you get your grades that you need to get through their crap. But just remember the things from what I've shown you and what you've seen for yourself in your heart. Truth. And that's how he proceeded through it all. And, there were times I had to go to school and deal with situations of him asking the wrong questions and not agreeing with whatever and all of it, just like my mom did for me. So, again, it's to me more the
And whenever my little
exposure
brother
to things is needed. It just is part of why we're here. It's what we set up this whole place for.
I always
Shout out real
try
quick.
to-
I just saw Jeremy's leaving. Love you, brother, and I'm hoping that helped. He just said
Much love,
thanks to you and me and sent some love to us. I missed it till right now. Playing catch up. Love you, Jeremy. Truly,
It'll
brother. I hope it all works out. It will work out. You're so strong, my friend, and getting stronger every fucking day.
Hopefully, we'll see you tonight.
Yeah, hope so. Hope so. Hope so. And welcome to ROC, sent over here by Martini and Rossi himself, Martin Liedke. Welcome, friend.
I miss Martin. We got to have him on again.
Yeah, he's been super busy. I noticed just like every Friday or Saturday, I see him doing something. For sure Saturdays. And I'm usually playing catch up. Go and take my nap between shows. I'll put some of his stuff on. But yeah, it's
Oh, it's right on the tip of my brain, and I forgot it again. My epiphany. It had to do with electricity.
You'll get it. Just relax into it. Mike's going to give me a remote chiropractic faith healing. I need it, my friend. He's going to send me the invoice through Skype, though. Oink! I love you guys.
Yeah, but that show last night that they did, that chat they had with that, scientist with all the letters after his name. It really goes to...
Zach, you got to hear this one. Mike just typed, or he didn't just type it. He had typed earlier. Am I the only one who feels like everything is going to be okay when Zach is talking? Mike, if you only knew, brother, the calm this gentleman brings me on a regular basis. He calms me down so much and lets me know everything will be okay. Yes, sir, indeed. He does. That's brilliant. All right, go ahead, Zach. Soothe the masses, my friend.
Do you remember what I was saying? I forget.
There was one. You were epiphanating. You were epiphanating.
You're what?
Epiphanating. But then it escaped you, I thought.
Yeah, then something else popped in. I don't know.
We'll just rewind it. Go back. It's right there on the tubes. It's right there on the tubes. 420 somewhere, Alan Holman is letting us know. Well, 421. It takes a minute to put the ice in the ball.
Shout out to Nemo, who came and hung out with us on our Wednesday pre-show.
When we do all that pre-production for that Friday show you're about to experience, playing Fortnite. I mean, what happened? There was one. He seems to be a good luck charm for damn sure. When he shows up, we get some wins. So,
yeah, it's like every time. It's weird.
I know.
Which has to be really
and if you're out there and hear this later, Mike THC, I had turned the game on, stepped into the kitchen for 421 to get a little ice ready. And when I came back in, I saw him popping out of like me standing there in the lobby as you do, waiting between games. So apparently he had joined my party and then left because I didn't respond or whatever. And then I tried that lovely app whose namesake is frickin' dead on Discord, because that's all it shows. Tried to message him there and get him in, and then didn't get him, and then started playing with my family, which is 4 people, so it's kind of like, that's it. That's all it'll fit. Because when you play 5, you have to do this weird version of the game that I do not like or enjoy. In fact, I don't think anybody likes or enjoys that version of the game, so we don't ever like to play more than 4. So that's my apology to Mike for not playing with you there when I saw you pop in too late. And anybody else that wants to hang out, if you see me on the old Epic or whatever the other one is, Steam or any of those places, I'm playing. I don't leave those things on when I'm not. Which brings me to something I saw Alan Holman put in our Twitter group that I completely had missed as well. He heard my rant there the other day on the game store's pornography section that I suddenly came upon that I didn't know existed. And he confirmed that, yes, setting up the account would require an age verification.
Yeah, and that wasn't Epic. Sorry about that.
And it wasn't Epic, and that was where I was getting to. My apologies to Epic. That was Steam. It was Steam. Yeah. I did go back to double check myself. I even apologized that morning in the show description when Zach and I realized after the show that it was Steam and not Epic. Because I just had to show him the crazy shit I saw. And was it not over the top, Zach? Was I exaggerating in any fucking way?
Like full penetration video.
Dude, it was nuts. It was nuts. But yeah, it does require that age verification. They made me put my blood into a machine that verified my age, as well as like an eyeball print scanner thing. And I had to put my handprint on my screen. No, they don't do any of that shit. You have to fucking just type some numbers in and like do a little math in your head. Let's say I'm 17, 16, so I got to be 21. Yeah. How many days do I add to my real birthday? It's not really hard to get around this shit. It's right there open to kids. Sorry, it is.
And usually the cap is whatever the limit is.
You're really low, Josh. I thought it was me a while ago, and now you're really low again. Like you're super low. I can hardly hear you.
No worries. I can go big. I can go big or go home.
No, but I mean, is it me or is it?
I don't know.
Zach?
I don't give a shit.
Well, I don't want
you.
It
was a bit low.
I don't want you blowing everybody out, but I could barely hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, well, let me go back down there because I want to blow everybody. I don't know. What the fuck was I saying?
I don't know. I keep fucking it up for everybody. I'm just going to mute up. Shut up.
I don't know. We're going to have to think about it.
You were talking about the science guy on the show, apparently, is what Catch-22 in chat is saying, Josh. Zach. Now, what you were talking about, Josh, I don't know. And everybody on the thing says you sound fine to them. So apparently it's between you and me, buddy. It's between you and me. I don't understand how it would be. I haven't changed anything that would make I don't have a way to turn Josh
That's what I was
down.
thinking. I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, that's cool that everybody said I wasn't low this whole time, but how in the fuck is Walt turning me down specifically?
Yeah, I can't turn him down. So that's weird.
Well, yes, we'll come back to the science guy discussion and hopefully whatever Josh was thinking about.
Yeah, we'll get that open.
Last break,
Good luck
which should be coming up here in a second.
Let's check that very thing here in about 20 seconds. Thou will hearest a bit of the old break music. Hey, y'all know what we're doing this evening? I do.
Me too.
I messed it up last week. We're going to have our good buddy Billy Ray Valentine popping in, giving us a lowdown about some of his latest adventures, what he's been up to, and what's coming up for him and others.
I love Billy Ray.
Yep.
Very cool, down to earth, and not scared to give his own opinion on things. And if we disagree, it's cool.
It's cool.
You know? I love that about Billy. He's like, yeah, you can believe that. I'll believe this. Okay. What's the next topic? You know? I love the way the guy just conducts himself.
That's it. We'll be right back.
If you concentrate solely on your career, you can get a long way in your career. And I would say that that's a strategy that a minority of men preferentially do. That's all they do. They work like 70, 80 hours a week. They go flat out on their career. They're staking everything on the small probability of exceptional status in a narrow domain. It may be that unidimensionality is the price you have to pay to be exceptional at one thing, right? Because if you're going to be something like a genius level mathematician, you're in your lab all the time, you're working 70 hours a week or 80 hours a week, you're smart, you're dedicated, you're unidimensional, and that's how you get to beat all the other people who are doing that. It's the only way. But the problem is you don't get a life. Now, well, first of all, you're a rare person, and second, you're going to pay for it. But fine, more power to you. But it's a risky business to do that. You sacrifice a lot for it.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Jim Ram, retired. In early 2012, I was facing a laundry list of chronic health conditions that my physician was telling me were incurable. I knew there had to be a better way, and I learned how I could reverse every one of my ailments with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. In just a few months, I was able to reverse high blood pressure, gastric reflux, sleep apnea, arthritis, degenerative disc disease, heart arrhythmia, AFib, and many more. And I've lost over 70 pounds and kept it off. Now I'm hosting a radio program that's dedicated to helping my listeners do the same. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're sick of being used as an ATM by your doctor, then you'll want to tune into the Your DIY Health radio program here on Truth Frequency Radio every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern and 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
Happy Friday, my friend. I'm starting off fresh and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good.
The noise wasn't quite as bad, and we went right on up, and I saw darkness. I thought I was going to see the world, but we weren't quite high enough.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood. How dare you?
And welcome back. See, now I feel like I'm way hot. Fourth and final segment of the
If you feel hot, turn it down. It could really, truly be something going on because I played with my sound settings to try to get a headset working with Paul yesterday. So I could have done something, but why you're low and Zach isn't is not normal in any way. So that being said, say more.
I know what I was saying.
And then he killed himself. Go.
Good, because I never did.
He was, and I see this a lot with people, because the guy he dealt with that scientist last night on their little discussion. He dealt with electromagnetic healing and this and that. So when a lot of these people are educated, they're taught about electricity, but only that's being forced through a wire. You know, it's being controlled. It's not raw and natural. They're not taught what happens to the dielectric in an electrostatic field. You know, they may have been taught that, but it was one of those things that was glanced over real quick. And, you know, you're more focused on learning all the symbols and signs and writing schematics and all that kind of stuff. You're not so, you know, it's not that important, that part of it, because that electricity always works. You build a capacitor, you put a positive to this end, a negative to this end, it's going to, you know, build up a stronger charge in there that it creates, and it always works 100% of the time. Never do you do that, and I mean, faults happen, you know, the dielectric breaks down, which is just your insulator, and the two plates, you know, can now discharge off each other, and then things don't work anymore. Yeah, stuff breaks down, but in a properly working device, electronics are 100% sound. You know, you don't have to push the button a bunch of times for things to turn on. It's not like, oh, did it work this time? No, every time you do it. If everything's sound, it's going to work. That's electricity. Well, it's like that in nature too, but they're never taught about these things in nature. Or if they are, it's just glanced over. They're taught about, you know, pushing the electricity through a wire and getting a machine to do something, a motor to do something, a light to go on, something like that. That's what they're taught. And that was so obvious last night in that discussion. He had no idea what he was talking about when it came to the natural electricity here in this realm. No clue what he was talking about. Oh, the electric field is so different all over the place. Well, yeah, that's at the surface level, and that's because you have peaks and valleys. And if you knew anything about electrostatics, that would make 100% sense to you. Because a point discharges more electrostatics than a flat surface does. That's just how it works naturally. This is, to a physicist, this is just common sense. But these people aren't physicists. They're electrical engineers. They're astrophysicists, which is so far from an actual physicist. You could just call it a clown education, really. Or be nice, a Lord of the Rings education. No, that's probably even more realistic than what they're talking about. Narnia. A Narnia education is what they're getting. But they're not taught about how all this stuff works naturally. And any physicist worth his weight in salt will tell you that it is electricity that is holding this whole place together all the way out to the ionosphere. Beyond that, gravity is holding us to the sun, and gravity is holding the moon with the earth and all the other bodies that are in orbits. That's gravity. But here on Earth, it is electricity. This is the globe model, and they don't know this. We were never taught this at any level of the education I got. I only went through high school, but we weren't taught this. I was always taught gravity held me to the Earth, always, from as young as I can remember. Never once. They don't want us looking into electricity and electrostatics and all this free energy that is all around us everywhere. They don't want us even thinking about it. That's why you only hear this stuff at places like MIT, where most of our technology comes from. Caltech, places like that, Harvard. All their papers say this. Now, Joe Schmo at, not knocking, smaller schools or anything like that. But you know how it works. They take supposedly the ones who know their equations and all that the best and this and that and da-da-da, and they get the best jobs. The ones who got the C's and this and that, you can still get a teaching degree, but you're going to be teaching at this community college maybe. I'm not saying there aren't great teachers at these schools, nothing like that, but you might find someone there saying, oh yeah, it's gravity that holds us to Earth. That's teaching physics. That doesn't make it true. Because one person is regurgitating something that they were taught wrong and is teaching it to others. That's not a citation in my mind. But it's scary that these educated people have no idea what they're talking about in reality. It just, that's the one thing that I got from that. What was that, Josh?
Huh?
What did you say?
Oh.
Eat a dick, gravity.
No.
Yeah, you're super low to me again.
Now
I don't know what's
that's probably me, because I was fucking around with it. No, I should be about right now. That should be a little bit better. Right about back to where I was. For some reason.
And it's that lack of, that type of education that they didn't get. And then I think Nathan saw it last night. I did the calculations, he kept saying. It's like, no, you didn't, because the calculations agree with us. According to your calculation, electrostatics is, and I was wrong. I have to do a thing. I lowballed it. It's not 1 to the 26 times stronger. That's 1 or a 10 with 26 zeros behind it. It's actually 10 to the 36 times strong. So that's over a billion. That's like 10 billion times stronger. It's an unfathomable number. 1 with 36 zeros or 37 zeros behind it. I don't know if there's that many blades of grass in this realm. I would think. Yes, it's inconceivable. 1 with 36 zeros. Are there even that many objects in this realm?
All right. Let me. We do have a tiny little bit of space lettuce that
Nice.
refers to this. Well, not specifically, but sort of.
In a roundabout way.
In a roundabout way. Let's see if I can come back up and find it. I was scrolling down. It's crazy because it's a whole bunch of shit. Let's see. 59.
Right. That was probably where you were digging.
You couldn't do 60. You couldn't do 50. 59 facts about space that will either fascinate you or keep you up at night. This according to BuzzFeed. And there's a whole bunch of stupid stuffs here. But number 3 on this list of nonsense. There are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on the Earth. In case you were wondering, scientists estimate there are 7 quintillion, 500 quadrillion grains of sand. In case you wanted to see that in number form, that there are more than... That's 7 with 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Oh, it's not that many, I guess. 15 zeros.
Hey, I dropped it in chat. There's the number for y'all.
But I guess it's not.
That's a lot of zeros.
It's a fair amount of zeros.
And the other one had 37 zeros behind it. Just to put that into perspective. Inconceivable.
Right. All right, real quick before we do get too far along, and I missed this, Liz has a request in chat. Can we please start on time tonight? No long pre-show chatting today. Yes, Liz, I'll make sure.
Hey, you know who did the thumbnail already?
You did. I saw
This
that,
guy.
sir. Did you not see my email? I mean, my reply to it? Not reply, but I emailed.
Nope.
Let me see. Oh, I didn't send it because it was late. It's written right here. Here, I'll send that to you right now. You enjoy that. All right. Yeah, we'll be there, Liz. I promise. I promise. It'll happen. And we'll try not to go too late. I'm being enticed to go karaoke in tonight. I don't know if I will, but I might. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, I did my best with what I could as far as logos are concerned.
I know, I'm just giving you shit because I laughed when I saw it. I'm like, really? Is that really what he did? Really? Anyway, damn it, what was it I just saw? Who counted the sand? That was what I wanted to know.
Well, don't you know it's all about the way it's scaled up. So if you can get like, well,
5
a
grains
grain
in the palm of your hand, and
Right.
you multiply that by 2 hands worth.
Exactly.
And then you put shit in one hand and wish about that being real in the other, or something. I don't know. It's science. I know it's science. I'm trying to.
Well, I think once you have that handful, if you put it out at arm's length and close one eye, I
Okay.
think then you can properly estimate.
But then if you
how
do
much
that, it's
is
coming
on the
from the
beach.
past, Josh. If you hold it out at arm's length and look at what you put in your hand, that's past shit. That's not present shit. That's coming to you from the past.
Yep. See, this is one of those nonsensical things that I've always found funny. Number 1 on this BuzzFeed list. Yeah. Anytime you look up at the sky, you are seeing the universe as it was in the past. Sweet, bro. I'll text you at noon. Tell you what the universe looked like in its past. Stupid. Sweet, it's raining on my face, motherfucker. This is what the universe looked like in the past. Precipitous. lots of water.
Mm-hmm. Steak and diamond and champagne. Oh my!
How about anytime you look up at the night sky, you are seeing the universe as it was in the past. See how that one word changes the whole sentence? Now you're not going to have people making fun of your dumbass about looking up at the sky when it's raining, thinking, is this what the universe looked like in the past? Because there's the sky. No. Okay, anyway. Yep. It's one of those nonsensical things that the light years and seeing old stars and the light we see could be even from stars that are already dead. We're just still looking at them whilst they're alive. Their death, the news of their death hasn't reached us yet.
Dude, what is this story? I'm looking at these things, and it is like the most utter crap bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is like space nerd masturbation at its highest.
Like number
For
2?
instance, it would take Usain Bolt running at his highest recorded speed a little over 262 days to trek the distance of Saturn's rings. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then there's this one. The height of the nebula below, which is a picture of one of these fake Hubble images with the perfect star scintillation. And anyway, the height of that nebula below is the same distance as 23 million trips to the moon. Because that makes fucking sense. What are we reading here, dude? Oh, wait. We must pull up the camera and share number. Oops, where's share screen?
I'm already sharing, so if you just let me know the number, I can scroll to it.
Oh, share number 9, please, for everyone.
Uh-huh.
Please share number 9 for everybody. I'll stop sharing.
Maybe I'll try to
number 9.
Zoom out a little bit.
Number 9.
So they can get the
number
full.
9. Number 9. Number 9.
There we go.
There are over 500,000 pieces. When did it jump up? I thought there were 30,000 pieces of space junk floating above Earth, and they're moving at speeds of up to 17,500 miles per hour.
It's fucking Elon. That's how many satellites Elon's put up there.
It is Elon. You're right.
You can't even
There's
see
the picture.
Look, you can't even see the freaking planet Earth. You can't even see it.
But yeah, stargaze, and there they are.
That's the junk, ladies and gentlemen. We're not saying, hey, look at all these satellites that are surrounding Earth. No. This is the trash, the space junk. Now we need to start factoring in how much of the space non-junk is up there. The working satellites bullshit. Overlay that. And now that's sort of what we're talking about they're saying is up there. And now do a side-by-side of every fucking picture from space that they say is real. And show me any of it. Any of it.
Oh my God. Number 17, all of the stars, galaxies, and planets only make up 4% of the universe. Oh, but we've got a map of the other 96, baby. A map we can't explain. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
I think that's about as far as I had made it.
If you put your finger over a star in the sky, you are preventing photons that have traveled to Earth undisturbed for millions of years from finally entering your eye. How dare you, you human?
What a waste.
Wasting all those photons.
Bullshit. Sorry. Excuse me.
This number 20 was really good, I thought.
Wait, I missed it. I scrolled by.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the hadron.
Well, look, so the hottest temperature, I think we even discussed one that wasn't even a fraction of this temperature. The hottest temperature ever recorded in the universe. 5.5 trillion degrees Kelvin.
So how'd they record that? With a
thermometer,
really big thermometer?
That's right.
So that thermometer tells the difference between 4 trillion and 5 trillion degrees.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying. Yeah,
it's very accurate, Zachary.
Yes.
Very accurate. Scientifically accurate.
Oh, yeah, because we've got so much stuff that hot before.
Well, if you boil enough mercury in an end of a glass tube, I'm pretty sure it'll shoot right up the end of it.
What?
5 million degrees.
That's right. You just got to put that glove on. Put your glove on and grab the probe and just go ahead and measure 5.5 trillion degrees Kelvin.
Well, you'd probably just set it down and walk away, I would guess. I'll stop. Go.
5.5 trillion degrees. Yep, Large Hadron Collider. And negative 273 degrees Celsius. They reached absolute zero.
Wait, read it again. The coldest recorded temperature in the universe was created here in a lab on Earth, minus 273 degrees Celsius. And the Large Hadron Collider did the hottest thing. So I don't think the Hadron actually did the coldest as well.
Good interpretation. Nice catch.
I'm just guessing here that we're not going to get a detail about that coldest.
No.
Because why would we do that when it's a cool picture of the Hadron where the dancing rituals and things can take place? I mean, what happened? There was one.
Yeah, they say that's the coldest anything can get because that's when the atoms stop moving.
Did you know that all of the planets in our solar system can fit between?
Planets? You got there first. Go. Sorry.
Did you know that all of the planets in our solar system can fit between the Earth and the Moon with about 2,729 miles to spare?
The moon that's within the Earth's atmosphere, don't forget.
That's right. Within halfway, at the halfway point.
Halfway between.
The rest area, if you were.
My bad. My scientific inaccuracy. Sorry.
The rest area where all the fellas go to hang out. Play golf and do what fellas do in the rest area. Anyway. The big old red neighbor.
There's a planet in our galaxy where the temperature during the day can reach over 1,000 degrees Celsius, and it possibly rains molten glass horizontally at around 4,500 miles per hour. Fucking bullshit. Sorry, I had to be
Take it that's not Pluto?
Huh?
That's not Pluto?
Oh, no, that's HD 189733B. Using
in our galaxy. I was thinking in our solar
not our
system.
solar system. No.
Oh my God. You know, I'm sorry. You can't look at a little glittering light in the sky and tell me what the fuck it's made of. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but no. All right? I'm
Even
just saying
better.
it. No.
Even better. Number 26, Zach. Look at this. Scientists think they found a parallel universe in a void measuring 1 billion light years across. There's nothing there. So it's an entire universe that we're going to describe.
Number 19, right? No, number 9.
Number 9. Which one was that?
Parallel universe.
Yeah.
So I can go meet myself? Is this Rick and Morty now?
Okay, so not only could they not do 60, we had to stop at 59 of these amazing space facts, but we repeated one. Number 9 is exactly the same fucking thing. That's number 20. I mean, number 30. I was going to say 29. That's
I don't
number
know.
30.
The bullshit about putting your finger over a star and blocking the million-year-old light is kind of the same way of saying
it's the
light
other
is
of the light.
the
You're right. So that's now we're down to what? 50. I mean,
57.
54, 5. See, this is why math is not my strong suit. So, according to number 30, did you know there's an estimated 500,000 pieces of space debris floating above the Earth, moving around speeds of 17,500 miles per hour? Why, yes, as a matter of fact, BuzzFeed.com, I did know that because about 17 ago. Look, I'm really fucking this up. Ago, you told us that very fact twice now. Thank you. Oh my God.
Here's 27 talking about how old light is. Light takes a long time to get here. Starlight is actually, there's probably some parts of the universe, some stars, the light hasn't even reached us yet because it's so old. Because, the age of starlight is old. So there's 3.
But here's another one, number 31. It's also true that on average, a bit of debris crashes back to Earth about once a week. A bit of debris being a very scientifically accurate term.
It's hyperlinked.
How much is a bit of debris?
I think that's just under a smidgen.
Is that more than a...
It's bigger than a bread box.
Just a bit. Not quite a smidgen, but a bit.
And after multiple stories about how many things are floating around in Earth's atmosphere, number 32, there's such a thing as the Kessler effect, in which a single destructive event in Earth's low orbit could cause all the satellites to break up into smaller and smaller fragments until the planet is surrounded by a massive cloud of shrapnel. Shrapnel. Scientists also say this would help improve the rising climate and global warming, and would save them the $11 billion they propose it's going to take to spray aerosols into the atmosphere in hopes that they will drift both north and south at the same time to cover the poles and cool the polar regions of the globe.
While all the elites buy beachfront property.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, Venus looks pretty much exactly like Earth 2 billion years ago.
36. It's possible for two pieces of the same metal to actually fuse together if they touch in outer space, called cold welding. Oh my fucking God, I can't do this anymore.
We covered this a while back. I remember cold welding.
I'm just blown away.
So we can make another moon out there just by letting our debris all gather together and
just
weld
let
itself?
that shit crash together, buddy.
Yep.
Nice.
Because Kessler effect.
Love y'all.
All right, love y'all. We'll see y'all this afternoon.
Yeah, love you guys. Make sure you come right back here for Have No Fear. We're going to have our good friend Billy Ray Valentine and some really amazing discussions, I think, and some exciting things. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here for more Ironworks. Right here, Truth Frequency Radio, TFR Live. Be good, be well. We love you. Bye-bye.